All right, guys. Happy Friday. Big waves out there. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. My favorite day of the week for so many reasons. And, I work from home and I work for myself. So, like, weekends really don't matter. But the thing that I love the most about Fridays is we do one of the funny words. And hopefully, you guys know this by now. If you don't, well, you're in for a little surprise. I am like 7 years old, maybe 12 at heart. I love silly, funny humor, and like the sillier, the better. So I really love these silly little words on Fridays. They make my day. So the word for today is doohickey. Doohickey. So what in the world is a doohickey? And doohickey is, and it's just a funny word to say, so I don't know if I can say it with a straight face, but we're gonna try. So a doohickey is a handy little gadget or thingamajig whose exact name it maybe doesn't even have, but it solves a problem fast, right? It's something that you can bring in that's going to solve a problem. So in life, in business, it's kind of shorthand for a simple tool that removes obstacles. So it could be, I'm trying to think of the doohickeys that are surrounding me, right? So, okay, probably my favorite one, this is a heated coffee cup. Okay, now that might sound small in your world, but it takes me like 72 hours to drink one cup of coffee, and I would have to get up and microwave it like 47 times, and that's no fun, and I don't think it's good for you. So I got a heated little coffee cup that it you plug it in and it charges, and then your coffee stays warm for like 2 hours, right? There's one, I've got a little label printer. So a regular printer, that has that 1 degree of separation, that little obstacle. This is a label printer. It's like instant from my phone, like pirate ship directly to the label printer. It just does it. It's magic. Um, well, I don't know. I have way too many doohickeys on my desk. Coach makes fun of me. He says that I'm a gadget person, that I just always have a gadget. But I think really what I'm looking for is I'm trying to make life as simple as possible and as productive as possible. So why is a doohickey important? They remove obstacles. So these are the little small tools that help us clear those little hurdles that slow us down in our day, that maybe get us off track, right? They help us speed duplication. So the easy to use doohickeys let your team replicate wins. So I think about like Ashley Paulson and boards, right? This was really, I'm going to say that was a pretty fancy doohickey that she started many, many moons ago with completely different products. And then it evolved into the system of growth. If you're part of our company, you know what I'm talking about. But it was this thing that allowed us to duplicate. It allowed us to remove a lot of the obstacles in our day that we might not have thought of if we didn't have somebody else brilliant like Ashley coming up with that. Next, it cuts down that decision fatigue. We see all these memes every day, right? How many memes have you seen out there, reels or whatever they are, where it's like a man and a woman and they're trying to figure out where to eat. And it's like, I don't know. What do you want to have? I don't know what you want to have. I don't know. And they go back and forth. I'm the worst at this. Like, give me two options. I will pick one. Give me three. I'm there forever. And if you tell me that I have to choose, we're just not eating. Like, it's just not going to happen. And so by having these little things that help us throughout the day, it gets rid of that decision fatigue so that at the end of the day, we know what we want for dinner. We can actually make a decision, and it helps us be ready to take action and to move forward. Next, it increases our consistency. So when the tools are simple, the habits stick. Right? Atomic Habits, hopefully many of us have read it, and it talks about like stacking our habits. But if something's really hard, it's really difficult to stick it in that stack, right? But if we have that little tool, that little doohickey, it's going to help us stack those habits and to be more successful. So what I looked into was, okay, how do we put these doohickeys to work? Okay, how can we? I'll spell it. Okay, it's Doohickeys. So how can we put those to work? So first of all, I've got a spot where I slow down, right? So for me, that I knew that I was getting up and going into the kitchen and heating that coffee. 47 times in my morning. It's like, well, that was a little slow down. Every time I would get out of my flow, get out of the space where I'm being productive. And so I found a solution to solve that. Now, maybe I should get up a little bit more often, but we'll talk about that later, okay? But find where you have those little hurdles, right? You've got those little things that are taking you, maybe it's not making you completely unproductive, but it's making you a little bit less productive. So let's just think about Max, posting, for example, right? Where I'm like, oh man, I'm not posting as consistently as I can be. Well, then find a little tool that matches in that space. For example, a content calendar, right? That allows you to schedule it professional mode so that you don't have that obstacle. So I'm going to call that a doohickey. Find a way to, just lean into that space where you have just that little bitty hurdle and be creative. Google, right? Go ask ChatGPT or OpenAI how you can solve that hurdle, and maybe it will give you some tools in that space. Next, I've got to make it one tap easy. You think about Amazon, how incredibly, horribly, yes, I think I got it. How horribly easy is it for us to shop on Amazon? I was in a group thread with Kimberly Brecka, Brenda Carlton, and Michelle Zosky. And Kimberly didn't even mean to, but she influenced us. I think two of us shopped. She just kind of showed a picture of what was in her world. And one thing was a little calendar. And I'm like, what is that? She told me. I went to Amazon. I was able to buy it within 30 seconds because they made it that simple. They eased all of the obstacles between me and that buying decision. Michelle, you got to get on it. Mine is actually sitting in my mailbox. I just have to get out there to go grab it. And I love that because we can get the things that we need very simply. Now, I hate that because a lot of Amazon packages end up there. It is, Brenda, you've already decorated yours. A lot of those packages end up on my porch. So maybe I personally need to make a doohickey that makes it harder for me to shop on Amazon. But just we kind of picture that flow where it's like, how do I make my life that easy? How do I make life for my customers that easy? That they can just get what I'm showing them that quickly. So go find that doohickey and make it happen. And then teach it fast. So, for example, record a 2-minute demo. Here's the doohickey, here's how to use it, and here's when. Like, here is how you can benefit from it. And if we can do that really, really quickly, well, then we can duplicate within whatever group that we're trying to duplicate that solution for. Next is to set a usage trigger. So let's say, for example, when X happens, I tap Y. So for every time I make a phone call, right, for my business, I go make a phone call, I'm going to log 3 notes in my phone about my conversation. So I just know it's part. So that's the trigger and puts me into that space so that I can go make myself more productive and more effective in my follow-ups or whatever it may be. Next is to prune often. So anybody else be a little bit of a pack rat where like there's nothing I love more than an empty counter. I truly love empty flat surfaces. But if you were to come over to my house right now, you'd be hard pressed to find one. I'm like, there's nothing I love more than a clean counter with nothing on it. But I may have had too many doohickeys. And if you come over, you go to my kitchen counter, and I've got all these things that might make my life a little bit easier, but they also make it a little bit more cluttered. So I've got to keep only what I absolutely use so that I don't make my life more complicated trying to simplify it. And then lastly is celebrate those small saves, right? Small saves. So every time a doohickey saves me a minute or that mental energy that we can get drained of so easily, call it out, share it with somebody else, and go let them know. So for that, Norma is asking for the calendar. I don't even remember what it's called. So Brenda, maybe if you've got the name, you can put it in the chat so we can let her know. But yes, Francis, you've got it. Only give 2 choices. Make it very simple for all of us. So that was what I had. Oh, I feel you with that, Glenda. So every night I need you to come over and clean off my kitchen counter so I can go to bed too, okay? So Brenda put it, oh, she texted to me. Um, I'm going to copy it. Hold on, guys. because I know this is the most important part of our day. So I'm going to go put that we're making somebody's sales right now. I don't know who, but somebody is really appreciating that Kimberly let us know about this calendar. So it's in the chat. But thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate you. I didn't see any birthdays today. I did look, but I didn't see any. So if it's your birthday, tell us quick. But otherwise, I hope you have a beautiful Friday. You enjoyed our silly little word. Thank you, Marlene. Always appreciate it. And I will see you guys back on Monday. And Coach will be back on Monday too. He should be back from traveling. So love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Happy
Love
Friday.
you. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye,
Awesome.
guys. Happy
You.
payday.
Take
Bye.
care.
God
Everybody
bless
stay
you
safe.
guys.
Have a
Weekend.
blessed weekend.
Have a
You
great
too.
weekend.
Drive safe out there. Love you guys.
Bye.
Have a beautiful day.
You too. Love you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.